I'm a little grumpy because it's so hot. It has been at least 115 for weeks here in Phoenix, and it is miserable. I live in a house that thankfully has working air conditioning, and I work in an office building that has really good air conditioning. Oh my goodness, it's so cold in that building and I love it. But because it's so hot, I felt like it was the perfect time to read some cool tone books. No, I'm lying. I didn't actually think of those things in connection until I sat down to film this, but I have been reading cool tone books for the past little bit, and I am going to talk to you about them in this video. I am trying to get the hang of vlogging again and showing you little snippets of my life, but I seriously wake up, get ready, go to work, come home, and try and just finish reading. So me sitting on my couch is basically how you always see me in vlogs. So I need to figure out how to make them more exciting. So this is more of a sit down, and I will talk about these 2 books, and then we will go back to past me and talk about 3 other books that I have read for this Clear My Shelf video. If you haven't seen any of my other Clear My Shelves video, I will link the last one that I did right here. First one? No, playlist. That's what I'm looking for. I'm so hot. My brain's not working. I will link the playlist up in that card right there, and you can start from the beginning, but essentially I am trying to get this TBR shelf under 80 books. And I just had a previous book haul, and because of that book haul, we ended up with 140 books back on my TBR. So with these 5 that I'm talking about today, we will get down to a more manageable number, but not great still. We get down to 135. I'm just gonna say that here. We're gonna get down to 135. But let's start talking about these 2 books that I have read the most recently that are both cool toned. I love them both. They are literally wearing sweaters. I would absolutely suffocate and die in this heat if I wear sweaters. But Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail is what we're gonna talk about first. I ended up only liking this book, and it came down to Astrid. I wanted a redemption arc for Astrid, and I think some people can argue that she had one, but I don't think it was good enough. She was absolutely vile to Delilah in the last book. Her and her mother just treated Delilah so poorly, and it's explained why Astrid is so crappy of a person, but like, she is a whole 30-year-old woman. She needs to take a little bit more responsibility, or she should have a few years ago. I feel like if you're in the end of your teens, early 20s, like, you're still messing up, you're still making mistakes, you're still kind of not the greatest. And yes, everyone is capable of turning things around, but I just don't feel like she turned it around enough for my liking. I don't feel like she built enough bridges back that she had burned in the past. Like, it's even talked about in this book at some points, like, me and Delilah still don't really like each other, and it's just kind of annoying. I just didn't love Astrid. And this book starts off with her fully berating a person who ends up being the love interest later for spilling coffee on her, and then says, oh, I'm gonna send you the bill for the dry cleaning, and then said person leaves, and Astrid feels bad about it, but she doesn't do anything to make it up. And maybe at some point she did apologize, and I just totally glossed over it because I just wasn't in love with her and her story, so I didn't really care for her to fall in love. That being said, if you like characters like that who have a bit of a redemption because they were kind of mean, you might enjoy this. And I think that the romance is good. I really, really, really enjoyed what's her name, Jordan, in this book so much. I just wish that Jordan had been paired with literally anybody else. So it was a pretty decent book, but it just wasn't perfect for me because of my dislike for Astrid. Maybe by the next book, Astrid will be a wonderful human and I will like her more. She's just mean, and I'm not a big fan of mean people. People who yell at other people, can't do it. I just can't do it. So I'm still not sold on these adult Ashley Herring Blake sapphic books. They're not fully doing it for me, but I am really looking forward to Iris's book because she is just a really fun character. I really enjoy her, so hoping for the best with that next one. But then we also read Heartstopper Volume 4, and I gave this one 4 stars. I think I had originally given the first 3 5 stars and then dropped them down to a 4-star just because I feel like I'm just slightly too old for them. I adore the characters. I think they are so sweet. I think it does have a good discussion on mental health, and I feel like these characters are super cute, but I just think it pushes the cutesiness a little bit too much for me. I feel like there is less substance in these than I would like, because it's just filled with Nick and Charlie kissing and being cute and cuddling and loving each other, which is cute and fun, and it's sweet for a young adult story. So I get it, I get it. I just wish that they would have more conversations. And this one did a better job because it does have the whole Charlie's eating disorder topic that comes up, and Nick really trying to help Charlie through it, and Charlie dealing with it and everything that goes on with that, which was better. But I feel like the things that we talk about in these books, or the things that they talk about in these books, are their feelings for each other, how much they love each other, and then Charlie's mental health, which is fine. I just wish that there was a little bit more to it, because all I get from these is that they're in love. And it's cute. It's cute. It's cutely drawn. I like Nick as a character. I think he's so sweet. I love his relationship with his mom, and there is enough to it. I'm just not as in love with them as I feel other people are, and that's totally a me thing. They're still very cute. So that is how I feel about Heartstopper Volume 4. Will I continue with these as they keep coming out? Yes, absolutely, because they're just easy to read. They're fun. Again, super cute. But as I said, I have 3 more books to talk to you about, and that is going to be past me going back and telling you how I felt about some of those books. I didn't initially have a theme for this video, and I was just reviewing the books as I was reading them, and decided that these all fit together in a really pretty way because of their covers, which I should go grab them all. Hold on, be right back. So these are the ones that I still have. I did unhaul Self-Made Boys, but it did have a similar cover to Bridgerton, so I'm gonna hold that up for reference. But I feel like they all looked really cute together. So you're gonna see my opinions on Self-Made Boys, Shirley and Jamila Save Their Summer, and Bet on It by Jodie Slaughter. So I'm gonna let you go back in time and watch those, and I will see you at the very end. Oh my god, my right eye has been hurting me all day long, and I can't itch it because I have makeup on right now. But I finished Bet on It a couple of days ago, and I don't think I filmed a video clip for it. So if I did, oops, I'm filming another one. So this was recommended to me by my friend Astrid, and she sold it as a book that is basically 2 people who are in a bingo sex pact. And in a way, it kind of is that. So we have Asia, who at the very beginning is suffering from a panic attack, and this man comes up to her and tries to like help her, not really through it, but help her just like know that somebody is there and present with her. And then they bump into each other at bingo night because Walker is in town to help take care of his grandma, who has broken one of her arms, or both of her arms, because she took a really bad fall. So he's there to help her out, and Asia is a young woman who just goes to bingo night so that she can socialize, because she's a bit of a quiet person, just wants to live in a quiet town, but she still wants to make friends. So she goes to old people bingo night every Wednesday, and they are really into each other and decide that if either of them win at a bingo game, they will sleep together. So it was pretty fun. I had a good time with it, but as it's been a couple of days since I've read it, and I've read a couple of books in between, I will say that I've already started to forget some of the details, but I do remember thinking that this was very much like Chloe Brown, and I liked that. It had the benefit that Chloe Brown didn't, of having a narrator that matches the voices. So in Chloe Brown, there's a much older woman who narrates that, so some of the spicy scenes are a little awkward to listen to, but in this one it worked very well, and the spice was pretty fun. So I did enjoy this one. I gave it 4 stars, and I have already added the next book in this universe to my wish list because I want to pick it up, and it's about one of the characters in here, and it looks like it'll be about a second chance romance, so that sounds really good. So thank you, Aspasia, for this recommendation. It was a good one. Alrighty, so I read Self-Made Boys, and I don't think I loved it. I wanted to. I really went into this thinking that it was going to be way better than it was, and it wasn't bad. It had a lot in it that I actually enjoyed. Like, our main character, Nick, is a trans man, and he is also, I don't remember if it said that he was Mexican, but he is Latino, and his cousin Daisy is also, she is also Latina, but she is white passing, and so she's trying to like hide who she is because of the society that they live in are not very welcoming to people of color. Then we have Jay Gatsby. I'm reading the inner flap to make sure I'm not spoiling anything, but Jay is also a trans man. So there was a lot of diversity in this one that I wasn't expecting. I just thought it was going to be a generic retelling of The Great Gatsby with just the characters being queer men, possibly, based on the cover. So I liked the added diversity and the added elements of that in this one. It was really good. But that being said, that's about the only thing that I really enjoyed in this one, because for the rest of it, it's just kind of much. I feel like it was trying so hard to stick to some of the same beats as the original book that things just started to feel really messy and really rushed, especially towards the end, where like the whole car accident thing happens, and then the Tom wants to kill Gatsby for whatever reason, and everything just was really, I don't know how to exactly word it, but things just felt so strange. I felt very confused in what was happening, and things just felt very rushed. And because so many of the plot elements were trying to tie back to the original story, I felt like we personally didn't get a lot of character relationships, because in this, Daisy's kind of, you know, Daisy being Daisy, so her relationship with Nick gets a little strained, and I don't feel like we got a good arc of that being resolved. Nick and Gatsby's relationship in this one, I don't feel like was built up enough, so towards the end when feelings and stuff may or may not have been revealed, it seemed a little out of the blue. And there's also a couple of other things about Daisy and another character that were revealed that also just felt a little rushed. So the pacing wasn't my favorite. The plot just felt a little too much, but not thought out well enough. Kind of like these sentences that I'm stringing together because it is 11 o'clock at night. So wasn't my favorite, wasn't the worst. Would I reread it? Probably not. I think I'll probably end up unhauling this or trying to see if the store that I bought it from can give me back a few credits so I can buy something else. So wasn't bad, but wasn't best. Okay, so I finished Shirley and Jamila Save Their Summer. I swear I already filmed this clip, but I don't know if I did. So we're gonna film another one. But this ended up being super duper cute. I don't know if I'm gonna continue on with the series, but it's just a simple little middle grade story about two girls who want to have a better summer than their parents want them to have. So after speaking to their parents, they are allowed to be together every single summer day as long as they stay in the places that are allowed. But a little gecko goes missing, and Shirley is a child detective, so they kind of have to go in secret to this place and solve the mystery of this missing gecko. So it ended up being pretty cute. It was a little boring at times just because I'm not a child, so all of the reveals and twists and turns weren't as big of a deal as I hoped they could be. But you know, it is for children. But I do like the message of friendship and befriending people who might seem a little bit different to you and not judging a book by its cover. So it was super cute in that aspect, but I don't know if I'll continue on with the series. I'll probably pass this along to my younger cousin. So we have made it to the end, and like I said, we got down to 135 books on my physical TBR, which is very exciting. And I'm gonna leave this video here because I am sweating so bad. I need to go turn on all of my fans. So I will see you in the next Clear My Shelf video, which should hopefully be out pretty soon. We'll see about that though, because I have a trip coming up and I don't know how much time I'll have to edit. But anyway, I'm gonna go. Leave me any purple emojis that you can find in the comments if you would like to, or let me know which book that you are interested in reading. But I will see you later. All right, goodbye.